After these few weeks of looking at the UDL principles, one that has really stuck out with me in particular is the representation column. Because I'm studying to be a middle school English teacher, I view representation as a huge aspect with any classroom, not just English. But today, because I'm focusing on a 7th grade English classroom, and the topics being the parts of speech, so nouns, pronouns, adjectives, verbs, representation is huge for students to grasp this material, specifically when you have a lot of terms that you want your students to memorize. A great way for students, for you to use representation specifically within a teaching parts of speech in an English classroom would be to provide, of course, visuals. For me as a student, the thing that helped me the most was having charts and visuals around my classroom. So if I ever felt maybe pressured or too nervous to raise my hand or ask a question to the teacher, I could look on a wall and see that chart, or look to another part of the room and see definitions, pictures, and visuals to help me further understand. This was because I was more of a shy kiddo, especially because you will also have a lot of shy kiddos in your classroom. It's great for them to have something to fall back on before having to, tread an uncomfortable area of asking a peer or asking the teacher. Of course, we want all of our students to feel comfortable to raise their hand and ask you, the teacher, or their peers questions, but that's not always the case, and you have to provide other options for those students. But particularly, this chart would show all the parts of speech, because there are a lot, and some of the definitions sound similar, specifically like nouns, pronouns, verbs, adverbs. Those terms to memorize can be easily jumbled. So by having a visual chart with the term and the definition, probably in a colorful, more attention-grabbing way, is a great way for your students to have other resources within your classroom outside of you and what they're given on their screens. And another part of representation is your environment. Again, visual charts, of course, go into your environment because that is in your classroom, but creating a movable, comfortable environment for your students. Of course, not all students need movable spaces, but it's the act of creating it, even for those few students who will need it, so all of your students have the option. But also, by having a space that is easy to move around in, those students can physically get up to those visual charts, get up to ask you a question, and it just is a great way to create more comfort in your classroom as well as confidence in your classroom. These are huge for students, especially within representation, and UDL will absolutely be used in my classroom in the future. Thank you so much.